least the Caps aren't miserable.
It's true.
They've won 10 of their last 12 games.
It's a good thing.
Look at the standings. Look who's atop the division now.
Top of the Metropolitan. I do like to see that.
Washington Capitals have been playing damn good hockey.
Big win Thursday against the Hurricanes. They're in town. Big one.
EB, what do you make, though, of Bears Valuga's column about Jayden Daniels' play?
I mean, it hurts me a little bit because I just think the sample size is fairly small and it's just been so choppy. But it's true. And I think I've been one of the first ones to say it. He's been a tick off this year. Said it from the beginning. But maybe I'm in denial, but I just think he's proven what he can do at this level. He just now has to prove that he can do it again. And I just, I expect him to have a much better, much healthier 2026. I'm just kind of waving the white flag on this year in some respects. I don't think he'll ever improve these numbers. Like, it's just going to be what it is. He's never going to get the completion percentage up to where it needs to be. It is. He's going to have mediocre touchdown numbers. The yardage numbers are going to be this is just an awful year. But I have supreme faith in his ability. And I just think it's just been one of those years where it's very difficult to start, restart. He just hadn't gotten into a rhythm. Team's been awful. It's just been one of those years. And then I don't think it's a testament to he's lost something or that we just saw the best. Maybe it will be his best year last year, but that he just is incapable of playing at that level again. I don't believe that.
And I feel like they need to press the reset button outside of Terry for the wide receiver unit as a whole. I don't think Debo is getting re-signed. He's not going to get a big bag of money from this team. We saw how hard it was for Terry to get paid. I don't think Debo is getting paid by Adam Peters. The Noah Brown thing has to end. You have to bring in some younger, more dynamic guys to complement Terry McLaurin. I think that's going to be a big focus for Peters this offseason.
I'd be scared that last season is the outlier, not the norm.
I mean, it's fair. Proven
that
otherwise
could be the case.
It's fair until proven otherwise. I can't get excited about it, though. I have to see.
People will say sophomore slump and that sort of thing. I mean, look, is QBR this year? And sometimes I toss out QBR because I like it. It's supposed to take into account all facets of the game and look at every throw and take into account your running. But his QBR is actually below Marcus Mariota's.
I mean, I know, but Mario's been poop.
Yeah, but I'm just saying that's kind of what you're looking at with his QBR this year. His passer rating is higher, but even his passer rating, the old school passer rating, Matthew Stafford's number one with the 113.
I know his is like
Drake
88.
May's at a 111.
Yeah.
Jayden Daniels this is the company that he's in this year. All right, I'm going to give you the two guys ahead of him and the two guys below him, but all basically in the same category. Kyler Murray's ahead of him. Michael Penix Jr. is ahead of him.
Yeah.
Guys right behind him on his heels, Bryce Young and Brock Purdy.
All I could say is
that last year he was in the stratosphere of top 5.
Yeah. He just hasn't been able to get into a rhythm. It's been too choppy.
And I think
if he plays, let's say he plays 8 straight games next year and we're in the same boat, then I'll say, all right, you know what? We might have an issue here. But you can't play 2 games and then miss 2 and then a game and then miss 2 and then a quarter and then miss 1 and it just doesn't. You can't get into a rhythm, especially when all your threats are falling down.
Right. Yes, and hindsight's 2020, but the preseason was an abortion because of the Terry McLaurin deal, and then
what scares me?
And then he barely played in the preseason.
They won't play him next preseason either. I bet.
No.
Which he probably needs to play. Probably needs a few reps in the preseason.
Half the teams don't play him.
The lowest number that he needs to stay fresh, that's what he's getting.
He don't have to run for 100 yards, but they could drop him back and pass a few times. If it looks like you're going to get hit,
a few times,
fall down.
Not a lot in the preseason.
You don't have to take an extraordinary chance, but they could do some quick hitter stuff, get him into a rhythm a little bit.
I need him to be the healthiest he's ever been in his entire lifetime heading into next regular season.
Probably, even though it didn't really help RG3, I'd like him to maybe gain 10 more pounds too.
That's fine.
I don't know if that'll help his spindly bones, but
do whatever you have to do to get healthy. Go on a wellness retreat to the White Lotus in wherever, Indonesia. Stay there for a month. Add some weight. Just get healthy. That is the key.
You know how I feel. I think they need to change the offense. This is from Tony. You can always email us at junks or hit us on Twitter at Junks Radio. He says Sean Payton, Ben Johnson, and Josh McDaniels run pro-style offenses. Kingsbury's offense is more college RPO, and this offense will keep him hurt. Quinn needs to move on from Kingsbury. This one from D. Ziders.
I wouldn't be adverse to that.
Daniels needs to play for a couple of reasons. One, needs the game reps as he's in his second year, and he has missed a lot of games this season. Two, he needs to show that he can play effectively with a minor injury. And three, he's playing for his next contract, not based on 2024 alone. I think that's a bit early to worry about his contract.
Yeah.
But I agree with the first 2 points.
Let's slow down on the next contract talk.
That as mediocre as this year has been on the whole for him, that even yesterday, as the game was going south, before he, had the debacle, I still have extreme optimism every time he's under center. I still think he could pull off a 3rd and 12 or make a big play, make a big throw. I have not lost my faith in his ability and the excitement level and what he can do under center. I still have all the faith.
And I think the coaches,
I truly do.
I think the coaches have the faith. I think most people have the faith. Look, he came out. His first throw was that layered throw to Terry McLaurin. I think if you really, and people say this is excuses, but if you really think about it, the offseason wasn't ideal because of Terry McLaurin. And then once he starts playing, like you said, he barely has his top guys on the field ever. And then he's on the field for a couple games, misses a couple games, on the field, misses. And who knows, playing with the bad knee, playing with the bad hamstring, now playing with a boo-boo on his left arm.
Yeah.
Like, it's not ideal.
Yeah, it's been a disaster. It's been a disaster. I'll grant you that. I never could have envisioned this.
No.
I could have envisioned like one catastrophic injury, wiping him out and being, wow. But just the repeated little things and the starts and non-starts and just everyone else falling down. I never could have. This is by far, this is maybe the most frustrating, like if we end up with 3-win season we've ever had. I was shocking. This just came out of nowhere for me. Now, I know there are people that'll chime in on my Twitter and that'll call in and say they all knew. They all knew last year was a fluke and that this team was awful because they always come out of the woodwork.
Yeah, but everybody, even the people that were doubting,
people didn't think that.
Even the people that were doubting whether they would get back to the playoffs had them as like an 8-win team.
Right.
And this is 3-10.
This is shocking.
Nobody saw this coming.
This is shocking.
And had he not fumbled in that game, they would have been 4-2.
Yeah, who knows?
Was that what they would have been? I think 4-2.
Yeah, I think so.
Damn wet ball.
And that's on him.
Hey, how about
I blame it on him
being under center? He's just trying to hand it off. They got to run the. I'm telling you that the pro style offenses are back in vogue this year.
Okay,
I'm totally fine. Maybe the best thing could ever happen to us is some school gives Cliff a job. Is there anybody out there? Is there any jobs out there? Like,
or he could just take a sabbatical like he did when he got fired from the Cardinals, and he just disappeared and went off the grid, went to like Bali, and nobody knew where he was.
He's a nice guy, and he had so much success last year, but maybe we need a different look. We just might need a different
look.
But
to be fair to him, and this is where, look, I have my opinion. It could be 100% wrong. And this is what I would say if I was Cakes, who's you love the college style offense.
Apparently, I love RPO.
Trench.
I love air raid style offense.
Cliff hasn't had his weapons. Like, to be fair to Cliff, he's drawing up a game plan. He's got Robbie Chosen on the field.
Treylon Burks.
You're going to keep trying
to sell me on Treylon Burks. Here's Treylon Burks. The Tennessee Titans, who are terrible, they said, we don't need your services anymore.
We've also a terrible quarterback.
You're not good enough to play for us and to be part of our organization. That's why he was out on the street.
Yeah, but sometimes you pick up guys off the street and they do well for you.
Sometimes they work out, but for the most part, they're on the street for a reason because they flamed out and didn't do so well in their first, second, or third stop.
But look, I didn't like on that first drive when they get it, it was a good drive, and then they get in the red zone and they basically get down to the 1 yard line on first down from Chris Rodriguez's run. Then you don't run again? You're on the 1 yard line. Or maybe it was the 2, whatever it was.
I know everybody was upset about that. I like passing. I feel like
I generally like passing.
I like passing in the red zone too.
When you have a goal line, when you have a goal line hammer, like that's Rodriguez's thing.
Who had been successful on the drive.
Utilize it.
He had been successful on the drive. Now, to be fair to Kingsbury, the Commanders' offense, despite everything this year, with Jayden playing less than half the games, Marcus on the field all the time, Terry playing less than half the games, no premier running back, no Austin Eckler. They're in the middle of the pack as an offense.
Yeah,
now they're only averaging 20 points per game.
But
I'm
that's
talking
not good
yardage
enough because the way this defense is, this offense has to be elite. Has to be top 5 offense.
Yeah. Now points per game, they've slid down to 30th, 28th, 24th.
Mm-hmm. No, it's been devastating.
20.2 points per
I
game.
banked on I basically guaranteed 30 a game this year.
Yeah.
I banked on
that's because we thought that they would.
I thought they'd be 3 points better.
Yeah, we thought they would pick up where they left off last year and do better.
Yeah.
But, if you're an offensive coordinator and you expect Jayden to be on the field and you expect Austin Eckler to be part of the equation and you expect Terry to be there, and then even Noah Brown, is your number 2 or number 3 receiver, you're thinking, we're going to have a pretty good offense. Drop these plays. And then all of a sudden, every week there's somebody missing from the lineup. Like, I can give him some excuses, even though I don't particularly love his offense. I'm not married to Cliff for sure.
Well, I'm not married to. There's a bunch of the clowns they have in the wideout room right now. That whole unit needs a makeover outside of Terry, in my opinion. Let Luke get healthy. He showed he could help out in the return game and be a bit player on the offense when needed. Jalen Lane, probably needs some more seasoning. They need at least 2 new wideouts to help Terry and to help, more importantly, help Jayden going forward. At least 2.
And they might need a whole new philosophy.
That I don't know.
They might need a whole new philosophy.
Here's what they need. They need to look at guys like Robbie Chosen and Treylon Burks and say, those guys are street free agents. You can't make our team's good enough where you can't make the cut. Right now they're making the cut and they're actually playing, which is a problem.
Well, it's because they've had so many injuries.
Right. That's what they've had to do. That's what they've been forced to do.
But was Robbie Chosen active yesterday? I don't think so.
I don't think he was, but I know.
We signed him today.
That's my point.
The fact that he's even on the roster is an indictment on what's happened with that group of players.
Is it
you have to sign somebody when you don't have Terry McLaurin and Noah Brown and McCaffrey. You got to fill out the roster.
I'm not saying it's Adam Peters' fault.
It's not even the guy's fault. They got hurt. They were they got effed. I mean, literally, I've never seen so much go wrong. I've never seen so much go wrong. I mean, yesterday I felt like it was a body bag game again.
But in theory, yesterday, like we all picked the Commanders to win because in theory, the game against the Vikings was a good chance for them with healthy receivers.
Yes.
Theoretically healthy Jayden Daniels.
And you get to face J.J. McCarthy.
And you're facing J.J. McCarthy. They lost 31-0. It's actually hard to focus. Like we're talking offense. The defense was just as bad. Like we could spend as much time talking about how bad their defense is.
They gave up 31 points, and Justin Jefferson, he had as big an impact on the game as Mike Moore.
The difference
is
nothing. They don't have a Jayden Daniels on defense. They got nothing.
By the way,
they got nothing on defense.
Mike, we all miss our parlay picks all the time. Mike Moore not only missed his regular parlay pick, but I think he talked trash about Stonebridge against a school I had never heard, Maury. Yeah. And I was getting updates from, I don't know if Keith, who calls into the show from time to time, he texts me from time to time. He was like, you guys lost to Maury, right? Was that the name of the school?
Yeah, it was a tough one.
Maury. So he obviously was listening to it. He was sending me texts. He was like, JP, I don't know if you care, but Maury's up 14-0. And it took me a second. I was like, well, what do I care about Maury? Like, because Mike Marr talked trash about him.
They're a very good football team. It was a close.
See, now it's getting their flowers.
It was a close game until about right before the third quarter ended, and then they pulled away.
Yeah,
a good half.
Yeah.